in 2023, I had the craziest time in Japan. I arrived with this notion in my head, kind of, that I would cycle up maybe across, a little bit of the country and climb some mountains, just have a good time. I was also going to meet a person who I was trying to get to be my girlfriend at the time, crazy reasons to just fly across the planet. And when I got there, landed in the airport, it just that's when everything started. Uh, I made my way through immigration. I had my 30-liter rucksack with a tiny tent sleeping bag and some books that I was using to learn Japanese. And there was a small film crew there.
Hello, excuse me. Hello. We are TV Tokyo. Few minutes interview, okay?
They asked me why I was in Japan. I had to kind of give them a good answer, because I thought it was some college students or something, just making videos, because they were all look super young, but the camera looked like professional, looked really nice. Uh, so I said, I had ambitions to cycle from Tokyo to Kyushu, right at the very south of Japan, and climb every mountain above 3,000 meters. That was my kind of goal that I had set to myself. Kind of cycling most of Japan, maybe from Tokyo to Kumamoto.
マジで
Climbing all of the mountains above 3,000 meters. That's my goal.
マジでマジで
If their ears were kind of perking up, and they were asking if I was going alone, what type of bike I was going to use, and why would I put my body through the turmoil of doing that in monsoon season. 40 plus up to 43, 44 degrees, 100% humidity, thunderstorms, like 90 millimeter rain per hour type weather. And Japan is not a flat country at all. I don't know why I had the idea that I could even try and cycle across it. But then they asked if they could follow me, and I was kind of realizing that they weren't really kind of college students or something. They were kind of legit. So later that night, I messaged my Japanese friend, telling him about what happened, and he told me I was clueless. I sent him a selfie with the company, and he told me that they were like national TV and it's going to be seen everywhere. I was starting to get nervous, anxious, and like just excited. I kind of thought like, oh, I have to go ahead with this cycle. There's no escape. I just told like national TV that I was doing it. And kind of before going anywhere, I was needed to enjoy Tokyo. I was there, my second time ever, but my first time with decent Japanese. Needed to buy a bicycle as well, and needed to catch up with my friends. So, I was going around Asakusa. It's the Meiji Jingu Shrine. And I swear to God, another person started trying to interview me. It turned out to be this sake company. Shout out to Tipsy Sake for interviewing me, and never airing it, by the way. And they just gave me free sake, and I kind of made me like totally boost my ego to be interviewed twice, just randomly. It was funny, and I just enjoyed Tokyo. Did the normal stuff. Went to Shibuya Crossing, Team Planets, and but for me that wasn't the exciting stuff. The exciting stuff was buying my bicycle. So I was looking on Facebook Marketplace, looking for bicycle shops, and it kind of became apparent that recycled bicycles were the thing to get in Japan, because I was on a shoestring budget trying to get this trip to happen. So I went to check it out, and the TV crew decided to join me. I went to the first shop I tried, and it was Shigeru's bicycles. So Shigeru showed me what he had in stock, and my friend said that she was going to join me as well. So tried out two bicycles, and there was this 6-speed cross bike with only kind of 5 gears working, and one kind of a mamachari with 3 speeds. It's kind of what they call like a old ladies bicycle, or what other people would call like a Dutch bicycle, just a scrap through frame, had squeaky brakes. It used to be electric, and it had electric parts taken out. It was a disaster. So I decided to get the cross bike. I asked if I could attach a bag rack on the bike, and this guy like was trying to put on bag racks. I ended up saying, it won't work, but because the TV crew was there, he was like, you know what, let's just let's make it fit. He, he got the angle grinder out, was like going through the axle, grinding everything to fit, and like eventually, we got it modified. I was kind of helping him, saying, well, we can do this here, and I got a decent quality bike, basket on the front, bag rack on the back. It's kind of all you need to do some cycling.
2万
やってくれたか
2万
ら
はい
ありがとうございます
ありがとうございます
あそこは
はいありがとうございます
はい
お金ないのにすごいね。
And it looked nice, and he didn't think I would make it to Kyushu, but that didn't stop him kind of selling it to me. It cost 60,000 yen at the time, about 120 euro. It was cheap, so I had a bike, and I had a kind of this message I wanted to present, that anybody with any bicycle, just an everyday bicycle, could do bike packing, can have fun, because this was my first real bike packing trip, and it was, I had some naivety and some enthusiasm. So my first stop was Mount Fuji. Cycled around Tokyo, enjoyed Tokyo, and then I cycled from Tokyo to called Uenohara, about 80 kilometers, mostly uphill, because you have Tokyo on the flat and Mount Fuji, and you're just going up, going in that direction. Camped out overnight, and then got a train and a bus the rest of the way to Fuji Yoshida 5th station, where you start to climb up to the peak. And at the starting point, I was with my friend again. Got some ramen noodles, couple snacks before going on the hike, and we started at 5-6 in the evening. Started making my way up, quickly got through the first few stations, nice and easy. And then as I climbed, and the darkness was settling in, weather was really good, but we got around to the 7th station, and we noticed a digger, just a fucking JCB digger, on the route that was being used for maintenance. And I was like, this is the off season, the only 2 people on the mountain, still snow capped. You're not really supposed to climb it without kind of a bigger group or guide or something. But I was like, you know what? All the stations are closed to take a nap in. Digger, I was like, that's definitely unlocked, because who would leave a digger locked on the middle of a mountain? So we just took advantage, opened it up, enjoyed the seat, had some more snacks, and then at 11:30 began the final ascent to the top. The path from that point on was still kind of not maintained. There was like guide ropes and stuff sticking out of the ground all over the place. The scree and the snow were just totally covering most of the path. You could still make it out, and then about 4 or 5 hours, reached the summit. It was tough going. I had this problem where didn't take maybe enough water, so then we had to melt some snow in our water bottles by the time we got to the snow line. But that was a lot further than it looked. So, it wasn't without issues. But it was fun, because there was the offline, because there was the off season. It was just like incredible, treacherous but incredible. To reach the summit, we had to go to the top of the volcano at the ridge, and then we had to go down through the caldera and kind of forge a path across thick, compacted ice and snow. I was kicking in my boots into the snow to make a foothold each step. No crampons or ice axe with me, so a little bit risk-reward type of scenario. And then as we made it across, the sunrise began, and it was just perfect timing. As we reached just the monument for the tippy top, it was like incredible, perfectly clear. You could see for like what felt like hundreds of kilometers. You could see Tokyo, you could see both coasts of Japan. It was just unbelievable. Like, really, words would never do it justice. Had some silly poses, relished kind of the view for as long as it could, soaked in the kind of morning golden hour, and then started to go down. The hike down was hard. It was steep, loose scree, but not loose enough to slide. my boots were not kind of cooperating going down. It was, you know, it was tiring, it was hard, so broke out the flip flops and just gave myself comfortable descent. My knees didn't really like it, didn't agree with me going down. But when we got down, had a day of rest, relaxation, cycled 80 kilometers back to Ikebukuro in Tokyo on the day after. So it was crazy, you know. Cycle 80 kilometers, next day cycle 10 kilometers, go to the summit overnight, then rest during that night, and then cycle back. It was an intense 4 days, but I made it, and it was unbelievable. And then back in Tokyo again, I did a bit more sightseeing. I went to, you know, Emperor's Palace for actually like the insects, the wildlife, lots of cool spiders, bees, flowers. You know, Tokyo Tower, all the izakayas, especially Torikizoku. The unbelievable. Everything is like how many, like 240 yen for everything, all your drinks. So too much umeshu, the plum wine, and lots of, you know, chips and edamame. Well, good times. You know, saw the big silly robots there, the Team Lab planets and all that. And I don't know, personal favorite was probably just riding my bike around the city and seeing the parks like Yogi and Ueno. They're really nice. And then before I did the start of my cycle, I went to Enoshima. Did some sunbathing, some train spotting, and watched the sunset over Mount Fuji. It was kind of a mini full circle, you know. One day you're at the top of the mountain, and then a few days you're 100 kilometers or however far away, and you just watch the sunset right over the mountain, which was beautiful. Just beautiful, very philosophical, I felt. And then I just began my preparations for fully cycling south. You know, messaged the TV people, see if they would join me, and set off. So then I set off. You know, my first stop with the TV crew following me in a van was Odawara. It was I can't remember how many kilometers, maybe 70, 80, not too far, but enough to kind of gauge how I would be like going on the flat versus the uphills for Mount Fuji. I was using this app called Warm Showers to find people to couchsurf with. So I ended up staying with this guy called Yatsuhara. I showed up with the TV crew. I didn't tell him that there was a TV crew there because I didn't know until like the day of or day before that they were actually going to follow me. I messaged him and he was just gracious enough to let me stay in his house. So the first day of cycling, yeah, it was tough. But after a few hours, I arrived at 7-Eleven and he was just like totally taken aback by the TV crew. I was like, you know, do you mind if they like interview you a little bit or whatever for this tiny bit. We shared some stories about our bikes and we cooked dinner together, went to the supermarket together. He was showing off some photos from China, Vietnam. We were like cooking this nice hot pot together, and he was just under pressure from the camera because they were just in his house, just like 3-4 person camera crew, me, him, and the guy who lived with him, and it was like totally hilarious. And the next day, the day after, probably the hardest day of the trip. Had to go over 800 meters incline in 40-degree heat in the sun, followed by a thunderstorm. But I think I'm going to leave that to the next video. So this is my first video that I'll be posting about any of my traveling stories, adventures and stuff. And I'm just spitballing. If anybody actually cares about this, watches it, then tell me, do you guys want to hear about mountaineering trips where I climbed the highest volcano? Do you want to hear about going blind, snowblind for 2 days? Do you want to hear about motorcycling across Vietnam or Morocco or all of South America? Well, most of South America. You know, that's some people have told me to write a book, and I feel very vain to do this to me, but I want to share my experiences as I remember them, and sometimes as I do them. So tell me what you guys want to see.